To your earlier point, though, Mike, like about humanizing really reprehensible people, I saw the same discourse happening around Fetterman recently because someone took video footage of Fetterman at a park where all he's doing is like just sitting there staring at nothing, which in and of itself is like, you know, we can get into that. But like the woman who films him rightfully is just like, how do you justify, you know, all the propaganda you do for the genocide of my people? You're disgusting, shame on you. But is as nice and respectful as you could be, staring into the eyes of someone whom you believe is like directly, you know, helping the material support of a genocide, right? And so she's very, very nice. But all these people on the internet are like, this is so cruel. It's so mean. How can you get accosted like this? He's just trying to have a day off in the park. And I was like, you can't spend, like, you chose this life on some degree, right? Like, this is not a normal job, but you represent thousands of people and legislate over them. You're supposed to have their best interest at heart. And no one voted, I assume, with Fetterman for like genocidal freak. That wasn't what they were putting on the ballot. That wasn't like, oh yeah, I really hope he goes real hardcore and crazy one day. Like, you know, they're just saddled with it.
This is 100% not a job like any other. You do not get to just the only thing I would say is when it comes to like their families, that's when you step back because those people did not sign up for this. But otherwise, if he's in the park by himself and not with his family, I'm sorry. If he doesn't want to be disturbed, he's got to go. He's got to leave. He's got to go somewhere else where this person will not be, because as a public official who makes decisions that literally affects people's lives and livelihoods and literally life and death situations, quite literally, you don't get to just clock out. I'm sorry, you don't. This job is not like any other. And I'm
somebody who's an air traffic controller, they don't get to have just a bad day and chalk it up to, oh, well, you know, I wasn't on my game. I wasn't paying attention. There are some jobs that are racist. There are jobs that are of a very high caliber to where you never get to be off duty, basically.
Like,
and this is one of those jobs.
If you're working at a restaurant and you drop a plate, I know it sucks, probably ruins your day, but no big deal. Sweep it up, life moves on. Yep. If you're a cop and you pull the trigger and kill somebody, then that's not the same. You can't have a oopsie bad day. Life goes on with that. There are certain jobs where the responsibility is so high that, you know, what you do affects people in ways that other jobs do not. So if you fuck up, or you're just regular day at work, you don't just get to clock out or have a bad day. And you know what?
To your restaurant analogy, if he was poisoning people every day, I think people would have a right to show up and be like, by the way, you're kind of a fuck. Like,
right. If you don't want to face these things that come along with the job and the territory, then don't fucking take the job. Don't become a cop. Don't become a doctor. Don't become a air traffic controller, and don't become a fucking congressman.
Yeah, and I absolutely reject the people who are trying to like infantilize him or say that the Palestinian woman was harassing him. I'm sorry, but like having depression or a mental health issue, it does not give you an excuse to be a piece of shit. And it also doesn't excuse you from your job. You are a member of Congress, a senator in particular, whose votes has led to literal death and destruction. You don't get to just say, I'm depressed today. Sorry, don't be in that position if you can't deal with it, okay? Take your medicine, which he's not, by the way, because in response to that report from the New Yorker, I think, which is the one that published that piece, a journalist was asking him, you know, your staffers are worried that you're not taking your medicine, are you? And he just says, it's a hit piece. So he's not taking his medicine, in other words, because he didn't answer the question. And now I want to show you, this came out just today, actually. In response, I think this was in response.
I forgot to take my anti-genocide pills today.
yeah. Like, fuck your feelings, bro. I don't give a shit about your fucking mental health issues when you are literally killing children in Palestine. Fetterman began repeating himself, shouting and questioning why everybody is mad at me. Why does everyone hate me? What did I ever do? And slamming his hands on the desk. You voted for genocide, piece of shit. You voted for genocide. You deserve more hate than you're getting.
Golden pager. Like, have you seen that? He's got a photo with like Benjamin Netanyahu, or I forget who he's with, and he's holding the golden pager as a gift. Like, you're a horrible person.
Relishes in death and destruction, sadistic as fuck. So spare me the bullshit about, oh, well, you know, he's going through some things. I don't give a fuck. I do not care. He was voted to represent people. And if he's using his position of power to murder people, fuck him. He doesn't get a pass for that. A regular working class American, they get a pass for depression, okay? We're not like anti-mental health. It's not like he's being harassed. He's in power, and people need to understand and like shift their mentality to recognize that they're the bosses of politicians. Politicians work for them, and you need to be a very shitty boss to the politicians. Be the worst boss you've ever had to them times 10, because they're obviously not doing what they need to do. And somebody like him in particular, who doesn't just like make these shitty votes and collaborate with fascists, but is antagonistic towards his constituents. That is not somebody that deserves your sympathy whatsoever. He has no sympathy for the Palestinians that are getting slaughtered. He's giving Israel more money. He's going to Israel to celebrate it, to stand shoulder to shoulder with fucking Netanyahu and address the Knesset. Fuck this guy. Anyone who has sympathy for him is a bad person, just in general. Like, if you felt an ounce of sympathy, you need to like go get your head checked, because this guy's a fucking monster. And I don't feel sorry for his wife too. There's a video, there's a portion in that article about how his wife was crying and talking to him about Gaza and how could he let this happen. But then there's a picture of her with him and Netanyahu. So like, you
and the Golden
pick a
Patriot.
fucking lane. Yeah. So you're like, oh my god, this is so bad. I can't believe my husband supports a genocide. And then you're taking a picture with Netanyahu. You have agency. You're a grown adult too. You don't have to do everything your husband does. Leave him. Like, I could not be with somebody who is openly supporting a genocide, let alone materially supporting a genocide by sending them fucking bombs. Like, these people are so sick in the head.
Yeah. I really don't care about her opinion in general, but I also don't get the people who are like sort of acting like she's a victim.
Yeah, I don't get that either.
Although I will say that there were some things in that piece that actually, again, if this was someone I knew, I would worry about their family due to their erratic behavior. Like some of the things that were in there were definitely concerning. The missing his kid's birthday, to just randomly disappear to go visit a friend's grave at the cemetery or something like that.
Yeah, that's
right? Wasn't that what happened?
Behavior. It was something like that.
That is very odd behavior. Yes, I don't. Again, I don't care what he's going through mentally. But in that piece, there are some really weird things that are not normal.
Yeah, no, he's definitely sick, in more ways than one. But yeah, I have no fucking sympathy for him. He has to resign. If you are not able to fulfill the duties of that job, you've got to resign. He very clearly is not, and yeah.